we're going to create our templates. Now, you want to make sure you are in your OneDrive for this. So from your OneDrive, you're going to go to your CAD1 folder, okay? Because we want to make sure everything is saved in that folder. Okay, so I'm going to CAD1. Okay? I'm going to start a new drawing. Now, you guys are going to name yours template. I already have one named that, so I'm going to add something to it. Anyway, the drawing units is going to stay imperial, which is inches. So we're going to hit open. Alright, so we're going to keep it pretty basic. That way it's not trying to open a large file every time because of this message here. Right now that document is blank, but yet it's still having a hard time loading. Right, so we're going to keep it minimal. Your template, we're going to get into more specifics as to how to lay out drawings. Now, this would be preferably if we were printing them, but I can't ask you guys to do that, and it wouldn't make sense anyway. But we're going to set it up as if we're going to print it. Okay, we're going to start talking about scaling, and that's where we're going to see that for the printed copy. Okay, now that it opened, again, this is what you're used to seeing. We're going to come back over to the left, and this time we're going to make layers, and we're going to keep them. Right, so we're going to name it object. That's going to be white. We're going to have another one called construction. That's going to be orange. So I'm going to go to more colors, and I'm selecting this orange. Okay, and the last one is going to be our border layer, and I'm going to have you do that as pink. Okay, so those 3 layers, you're going to leave everything else alone. We just changed the color of 2 of them. Okay, so next, I'm going to have you click on views. When you go to views, model is the view we're used to. What's going to be new is when we click on layout, notice how layout looks like a sheet of paper. The layout is how you move your drawing to the sheet of paper. Okay, so this rectangle here is called your viewport. If I click on the viewport, I want you to select it. We're going to come over here to properties, and we're going to change the layer from 0 to border. So it should be pink. Now I'm also going to grab that corner, and I'm going to move it up to the top left of my box. I'm going to click there. I'm going to do the same thing. Come over here. This time I'm going to go until the bottom of my cursor is at the corner. Okay, so that gray outline around the edge of your paper, that dotted line, is like the print margins. So you have to keep it inside the gray lines. Okay. I'm going to leave that space in the bottom because we're going to add a text box there. Now, if you're having a hard time clicking on your rectangle, your viewport, the border line we just made, you've got to click on the edge line. Okay, you can't click in the middle of it. It's got to be down here on the edge. Right, so you just grab the blue box and you're going to drag it. Next step is we're going to add in text. Okay, so it's similar to any other program. You're going to go to the Annotate tab. We're going to click on the text. Now we have to draw a text box. So top left corner to the bottom right, you're going to write your full name in all capital letters. Okay, so first name and last name in all capital letters. I'm going to hit the check mark. Now, I didn't draw my text box wide enough for my name, so I'm just going to grab this triangle and it'll stretch it out. Now, if you don't like where it's positioned, if I want to try to center it within that dotted line at the bottom and my pink border line, I can grab that blue box and just move it down a little. Okay, so the square is to move it, the 2 triangles are to resize it. All right, last thing we're going to do is we're going to put in another text box for the word scale. So I clicked on the A again. I'm going to come over here and draw a box. I'm going to type scale in all capital letters with a colon after it. I'm going to give it 2 spaces because I want a bigger gap. And this is just going to be a marker. I'm going to put X:X. Next week, we'll start talking about what that scale is and what it means. So for now, it's just going to be a placeholder. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to move it closer. I'm going to try to line it up with this one. All right. So that is your template. Now, I am going to ask you that from here, you have to make sure you hit save. Now, from all of your drawings from here on out, we're going to save it from this screen. So from this screen, you're going to hit save. Now, what I want to ask you is that I can see the whole white sheet of paper. Don't hit save if it looks like this. Okay, you got to zoom out enough that I can see the whole sheet of paper. So I'm going to hit save again since I moved it. All right, that's it. If you have any questions, let me know.